WMMS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at Noon.
New at noon, the Supreme Court has rejected a call to overturn its landmark decision that legalized same-sex marriage in the U.S. It is our top story at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Today, the justices turned away an appeal from a former Kentucky court clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples after the Supreme Court's 2015 ruling. Clerk Kim Davis had been trying to get the justices to overturn a lower court order that she paid $360,000 in damages and attorney's fees. Justice Clarence Thomas has urged his colleagues to overturn the Supreme Court's marriage decision, as they did in 2022 when the High Court overturned the right to abortion. Thomas was among 4 dissenting justices in 2015. Be sure to stay with 6 News as we continue to follow this developing story. We move now to our other big story, the shutdown. The Senate has cleared the first hurdle, getting the government back open. 7 Democrats and 1 independent crossed party lines to vote with Republicans to move forward with a plan to reopen the government. Natalie Brand is here with you what's in the bill and what's not.
A delayed and frustrating weekend for flyers, more than 25,000 delays and over 5,500 cancellations. And that's after the FAA ordered airlines to cut flights at 40 of the nation's busiest airports to take pressure off the system.
Our best case scenario is that we'll be able to leave here in 2 hours.
Much of the issue due to a surge in air traffic controllers' sick calls, hitting a shutdown high of at least 81 staffing shortfalls at FAA facilities Saturday, according to the Transportation Secretary, with more on Sunday.
We're delayed right off the get-go. We hadn't even left for the airport yet, so then we missed our connecting flight in Minneapolis.
In Atlanta, the world's busiest airport saw nearly 500 cancellations Sunday after just 4 of the 22 air traffic controllers scheduled showed up to work Saturday. The average delay hit nearly 5 hours. Dallas, Fort Myers, Florida, and all 3 of the New York City area airports were hit with staffing delays Sunday.
Family of 4 here, 4 kids. We were forced to kind of sleep in the airport.
Controllers are poised to miss a second paycheck this week due to the government shutdown. Airlines will again cancel 4% of flights to those 40 airports today. That'll climb to 6% Tuesday and hit 1 in 10 flights by Friday. American Airlines Chief Operating Officer David Seymour.
We know people are traveling for a reason. And so what we're looking at is trying to find those options where we have reaccommodations. We are doing our best to get them on another routing to get them ultimately to their destination.
Do you have any concerns about the safety of the system today?
I have no concerns about the safety. I think this adds some margin.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says more flights may need to be cut.
It doesn't get better. It gets worse until these air traffic controllers are going to be paid.
The airlines are locking in their cancellations for the rest of the week because of that FAA order. Expect residual delays and cancellations Monday because of the issues over the weekend and the severe weather in parts of the country. One thing to think about, as lawmakers may need to make their way back quickly to Washington to vote on reopening the government. Every day that passes, there will be fewer available seats to Washington, D.C. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Phoenix.
And our apologies, that was actually the incorrect story. We're going to try and get you the correct story a little bit later on in this newscast. Now, meanwhile, the Trump administration asking the Supreme Court to keep full food aid payments on hold. Today's request is the latest in a legal fight over how the program that helps 42 million Americans buy groceries should proceed during the government shutdown. Lower courts have ordered the government to keep all the money flowing, and that includes a ruling today. The justices are expected to decide Tuesday whether to halt those orders amid signs the shutdown could soon come to an end. Closer to home now, work will start soon on Comanche Drive in Meridian Township, possibly impacting your commute. The Ingham County Drain Commissioner says Comanche Drive between Woodhill Drive and Mount Hope will shut down completely as crews begin the reconstruction of failed storm pipes and manhole structures. All traffic in and out of the Woodhill condominiums and Heartwood subdivision should use Copper Hill Drive during the closure, which is expected to last through Friday. The city of Lansing activating its Code Blue extreme cold weather plan. And that means local shelters can operate additional hours and temporarily increase capacity when possible. So starting today, Advent House, Holy Cross New Hope Community Center, and City Rescue Mission's Outreach Drop-In Center will serve as warming centers during the day. The Drop-In Center also will stay open as an overnight warming center, as will the Letts Community Center. The city says public buildings are another option during regular business hours, including other community centers, libraries, and the CATA Transportation Center. Lansing's Code Blue will remain in effect through 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Out on the quad cams, you can see lots of blue sky, but that comes at a price. It is still cold out there. Air temperatures mostly in the mid-20s, but with the breeze, it's making it feel like the mid-teens in some spots. And if you look closely, you're going to see some snow still out there. Temperatures overnight really refroze that. And, you know, the spots that had more snow are going to be seeing it for a little bit longer. Here in Lansing, we picked up just over an inch of snow from the main burst of it that came through Sunday. Hillsdale topped out 3 inches. And now you see there's a little bit more snow trying to sneak in towards the lakeshore. Now that's not going to quite make it towards us. Instead, we could see a few clouds associated with it. Same thing with over towards Lake Huron, but generally the snow bands are going to stay along that north-south track. That means that we'll be seeing fairly sunny conditions through the day, but it could vary from time to time as a few clouds try to work their way in. That's why we're saying variable cloud cover for the forecast. Highs only in the low 30s. Not much further to go until we get to the high temperature today. And yes, that wind's still out there, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So that gives us our feels-like trend that really leaves us in the 20s for the most part. If you're lucky, you'll have wind chills in the 20s. We're still in the teens here in Lansing, like you saw there on our wind chill chart. When we go forward in time, tomorrow temperatures start to warm up. As we back in the mid-30s, we're above freezing, and that's going to be with a chance for some isolated wintry mix. Doesn't look like it's going to be quite as impressive as what's going to happen towards the lakeshore. They're getting that lake effect snow here as they go overnight tonight. My brother over in Benton Harbor going to send me pictures, so check into 6 News this morning. Tomorrow I'll bring those on. Looking at what we have in tomorrow's forecast, 5 a.m., maybe a few of those flurries. And then as we get into the afternoon, chance for some tiny pockets of wintry mix, really. I think that model's overdoing it a little bit. Just a pocket of disturbance that's drifting past as warmer air moves in. You can see the cold blue air mass. It goes all the way down towards the Gulf. That's going to scoot up towards the northeast. It's going to switch out for some warmer air that's just been kind of holding on to the west, and that's going to give us a more mild weekend. Something that hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of. The above normal temperature trend back at it again going into the weekend. And with that, we are seeing a slight uptick in our precipitation in the long run. It's not just us. That is a lot of green on the map. The 6-day forecast is only going to show you a couple of chances for rain. It's going to be Tuesday and then again on Saturday. So Veterans Day, that chance for some rain and snow. And then Saturday, that's just plain old rain. Temperatures in the 50s, make sure of that. Look at the overnight lows, though. We're going to finally get back to above freezing in those overnight hours. Possibly Thursday night, definitely looking like Friday night into Saturday, though, is going to be the better option. And Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday actually are doing okay. The temperatures, they're trying.
They're trying.
It's just going to take some time.
As someone who lived in Muskegon for 5 years, I can tell you that lake effect is a real thing.
Yes, oh, absolutely. And the ranges you can get on that.
Yeah, because I lived in Muskegon, but the station was in Grand Rapids, and even that relatively short distance.
Oh, yeah.
Dramatically different weather.
But it was beautiful, I bet.
It was very pretty. Yeah.
And a pain in the butt.
Both. Thank you, Katie.